On the last episode of Dice Funk.
My character is a unicorn. Her name is Violet Skittles Unicorn.
You're a dumb, airheaded bumbler who's like fucking jacked.
No, she's just ignorant of human ways. Yeah, she has seen the sea many times. She's a sailor.
The character I'm going to be playing, a human monk by the name of Drop. He's a little unbalanced. Just about everybody near and dear to this person has died in some of the most spectacular ways.
I'm playing Lavinia, also known as Vinny because nobody wants to say Lavinia, and she is a dryad bard. She was a human person. She died protecting the sacred tree. Alona, who is one of the goddesses of the forest, she brought Vinny back to life, but she brought her back as a dryad.
Would you consider yourself frail?
Well, because my two dump stats, I think I'm gonna put the 4 in wisdom.
All right, my character, his name is Alias Valamin. He is an Eladrin rogue. A rift formed in Mithridane. He took his chance, jumped in it, found himself in the ruins of a city in the material plane, and then went off with his inaccurate maps and outdated lore about the ways of the people in the material plane, hoping to find out more about what's going on in this world.
Yeah, you just went from the worst character in the party to the best. So season 1 is called Stone Root. Season 2 is going to be called Lorelei. For as long as you can remember, the waters have been rising, and the ship lifts up out of the water and into the sky.
We're on an airship! So she's looking around. Is there a hat anywhere in the hold? Like luggage?
Wizard's hat? It is bright pink.
That is perfect.
The only way to get out of Lorelei was an airship, because as the waters had rose, they had become home to more fearsome sea creatures, so that no ship could leave the sight of land without being dragged under.
On the ship is a particularly interesting magical properties or anything.
It's strange. You'd think most of it would be more high-tech, but you get the sense that this was a converted wooden ship. Almost suspiciously nothing magical about the inside. It appears to only be the sails, the engine, and the layer of gold along the outside.
You're such a pretty horse.
Help! I've been kidnapped.
It's the Blackhearts! That name strikes fear in you, Lavinia. As you know for dead certain, that's the name of the people who killed you.
By the way, Austin, did you enjoy my Twitter trolling of you last night? Was that fun for you?
Did I do something to you? Did I slight you in some way?
No, it was fun. I basically, for our listeners, I gave Austin about half a dozen other characters I could have picked besides Violet the Unicorn. They were also all great. I'm just going to let you know, Austin, those teddy bears and ducks I was talking about, one of them might be in season 3. So we'll just have to wait and see,
So we're only on episode 2. This is episode 2 of season 2, the big 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
So people might not be familiar with all of you and your characters 100% yet. Can we just run through them? Alphabetical order: Johnny, Lauren, Leon, Skitch. Your name, your character name, race, class.
Hi, I'm Johnny Maloney. I'm playing Drop, the clinically depressed human monk.
I'm Lauren Morgan. I'm playing Lavinia, the dryad bard.
Hi, I'm Leon. I am playing Violet Skittles Unicorn, the Unicorn. She is a barbarian sailor and neutral good, I guess, if anyone cares.
And I'm Michael Skitchiano, and I'm playing Alias Valamin, the Eladrin rogue.
And I just want to say for the record, if anybody is going to start a wiki for Dice Funk or edit our TV tropes page, those names that Leon keeps giving for his backstory are not canon.
Yes, they are.
Put it in the trivia section. Be like, Leon gave these names, but Austin said in episode 2 they're not canon.
Yes, they absolutely are.
Every time you try to disagree with me, Leon, I'm gonna edit the pokey rap over your protestations.
I've just altered her name in my character sheet to be Violet Skittles Unicorn, so now it's as canon as possible. So
You said a bunch of things, but the only thing that the audience heard was Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Pharaoh, Pidgey, Seeking, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly.
okay.
So
I
hope that's okay.
I don't know your childish '90s bullshit.
What?
All right, so all right,
Yeah?
are we ready?
Lauren was trying to say something.
No, I was just expressing outrage at Leon dissing the poker rap.
Is that the same outrage that we heard up above on deck? I think it was that we landed on last time. Segway.
That is a really good segue. Before we start, I just wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions because we're still getting to know your dudes.
Okay.
One is, have any of your characters killed anyone before? D&D as a game kind of assumes that you're all adventurers who are ready to fight to the death, but we're not playing like that necessarily. You can. I'm just curious because in your backstories, I don't get the sense that any of you have taken a life.
Not on purpose.
No.
No, not in Alias's case either. So
Violet has lived a largely peaceful life, although she is very capable of fighting. She just, there hasn't been too much reason to do so yet.
I would say that Alias was trained in swordplay and such, just as typical things for Eladrins to be taught in, but he's never actually had to use it against anyone yet.
Yeah, I assume Alias and Lavinia have like self-defense training. Obviously, Drop has monk training, and unicorns are born to be guardians of the forests, so they have like instincts. So like you all are capable. I was just curious if it had escalated to that point for any of you.
I've been indirectly responsible for people's deaths.
Yeah, you leave a trail of dead, but not by your own hands.
Well, no, I mean there was that the one time in my character history where I accidentally led a pack of rabid wolves into the property of the noble because he was so alarmed that he saw his hometown sink into the ocean that he like ran to the noble's house and everybody was confused and all these like crazed rabid wolves that were like, holy shit, our home is falling into the ocean, like raided the place and killed just about everybody. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't know if that would hold up in court as murder, but
no, maybe criminal negligence leading to manslaughter or something like that. But no murder,
I kind of like the idea that like Drop's backstory is all these people kept dying around him and that's why he's sad, but actually Drop just killed all of them and he just says that's why he's sad.
I think I saw somebody in the comments suggest that Drop was secretly a serial killer.
Oh no.
But we do know that his alignment is lawful neutral,
Oh, okay.
so that would be pretty hard to spin.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Everyone he's killing is they just broke the law. That's all.
the laws of nature.
Oh my god, I'm ready to fight or stare down
no fighting.
the black hearts or whatever.
No fighting.
Was there any other background stuff you wanted to clarify before we started, Austin?
I mean, we have time for that. If you guys want to jump right into it, we can. I have a couple of things written here, but we don't have to linger.
You set the rhythm, man. This is your show, part and parcel this season. You get to be the man in charge of the show and the dungeon master. You're in charge twice.
Do I though? Because I said when we started this, you guys can be whatever race you want as long as you're bipedal.
Hey, I'm not the one who didn't bring the DM hammer down.
I don't know how. What can I do to Leon? I can't send him to bed without supper. Like
Austin, if you literally said, "I'm sorry, but I'm saying you can't do that," then I'd be like, "Oh, that makes me super sad, but it's your game." But instead, we just like argued and sniped at each other about it until you said, "I'm not gonna say you can," and then that was all I needed to hear. Like everything after that was just bullshit, so it doesn't matter.
You're my favorite person, Leon.
Good. I'm ready. Like, let's do it. I'm really excited for this.
You guys are all in the passenger section of this ship below deck.
Yeah.
There's screaming up on the deck.
Mhm.
There's a door flown open. There's a gnome at the top. He has screamed down to you that the Blackhearts are here. Lavinia is the only one who recognizes that name.
Okay, well, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, oh no! Who are they?
I've been in seclusion in a monastery. Are they like a pop group? Like, what's going on?
Oh no, it's that boy band I've not heard about yet.
So that's the situation now. Everyone in the cabin with you guys looks panicky.
Okay.
Elias will turn to one of the nearby gnomes and ask, I take it that is a bad sign.
It's about as bad as it could be, buddy.
Let's talk to all the gnomes.
This has become the Destroy Austin's voice cast.
Oh, Violet, was talking, to Vinny. Well, mind, horse talking.
Magic.
Yeah, magic talking to each other. Does Violet notice that Vinny's expression has changed, like because of the announcement of the Black Hearts, or what?
Oh yes, Vinny has things to say.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to Alias, and in Sylvan, because I don't think that the Blackhearts speak that, and I don't want anyone to know what I'm saying, I'm gonna say to Alias, those guys are bad news bears, they fucking murdered me.
And 3 of the player characters do speak Sylvan, so
Yeah.
only Drop is unaware of what was just said.
Elias responds, and like his eyebrows lift, and he responds to say, "Oh, that's them."
Violet is super confused because dead usually means dead to her.
Yeah, it's quite curious.
Mm.
You don't suspect they're coming after you? I mean, they wouldn't know that you're still alive, would they?
I don't know, I'm pretty famous, so, yeah, they could know.
Well, if you wish, I could try to head up on top and see what might be going on.
No, that's a bad idea. Nope. We're gonna hide.
We'll hide under a pile of
We're
gnomes.
gonna hide under no.
Elias kind of looks around and then just says, "If not going to be possible for us to hide everyone in this room, they're going to suspect something."
Okay, I'm going to turn back to Violet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know that she understood me. Like I know, but Vinny doesn't know. And so I'm gonna mind talk to her again. So,
All right.
I'm sorry you got kidnapped, but I got my own shit to deal with. So you can come hide with me, or I can't help you.
Violet just realized that there's a frogman downstairs in the best hiding place. That might raise suspicion. Violet is curious, so she kind of like doesn't like charge upstairs to say, "Hey, Blackhearts," or anything like that. But she kind of like peeks. She wants to like get a peek of what's going on up there. So she just kind of like gets nosy, but she has a pink hat over her horn.
She's just going to walk past Elias and the gnomes and try to go up the stairs to get a peek up on
Yes.
top.
That is what she has decided in all her 7 wisdom to do.
All right, so a bunch of gnomes give you weird looks as you walk across the room and up the stairs. It's not easy for horses to climb stairs, but let's say you do it fine enough.
Yeah.
You peek out up onto the deck, and you see emerging from behind a cloud, because it is very cloudy. You are, once again, I will remind you, 10,000 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You see another airship peeking out. It looks similar to the one that you're on in the sense that the sails are made out of some kind of different material and that there's some sort of gilding on the outside of the hull, but it also looks as if it has been changed in some ways. You were blindfolded when you were brought on,
Right.
So I'm not going to give you much more than that.
Right.
But you do recognize there is one single airship coming out from behind a cloud in front of your ship.
Okay. I guess Violet would not know if there are, say, cannons on our ship. So, she's done looking. She goes back down. She's had enough of this. She's not going to be the one to greet the Blackhearts. She comes down and with magic mind talk explains to Vinny what's up there.
I'm gonna go back to Elias, and I'm gonna ask you. Okay, Elias,
Yes?
can you go look after all? Please?
Fair enough.
Please.
Please?
I've never seen, I'm assuming, what are these? Are they pirates, you said? Or what are they called again?
I don't remember much about them.
The Black Hearts. Elise is, before you finish talking, Elise is writing down something in one of his journals. The Black Hearts? I've never seen them before, so I don't know.
If you would like to know, Lavinia, there is something in the game called a history check. That's for you.
Roll a d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
We actually have as she's looking it up, we have a wide range of experience with tabletop. Lauren has never played before. This is her first time. I've played in a couple of campaigns. Leon, a bunch. Johnny, many. And Skitch is like the expertist that a human can be at this.
Like Elias, do you mind if Elias tries to tap into his own reservoir of knowledge about this sort of stuff? With probably some penalty imposed because, well, he hasn't actually heard of these folks before.
So Leon, you just rolled a d20. Was that for a history?
Yeah, Violet rolled a 2, and of course she gets -2. So really, she not only does not know who the Black Hearts are, she's just like befuddled because that 0 is bad.
Leon, Lauren, and Skitch all rolled for this, and they got a 0, a 6, and a 6.
Okay, let me. I'm also going to roll history as well. I may as well at this point.
Yes!
There we go, right there.
Yes, this is great.
A 0, a 6, a 6, and a 2. This is the worst. This is very bad.
We're getting our bad rolls out. Take care of first.
I'm going to take a moment to talk to the gnome who said, "It's the Blackhearts," and say,
Hold on 1 minute for your guys' history checks.
Yeah.
So for Lavinia's backstory, because she was killed by them, she did know a little bit, but because of her poor roll, when she tries to recall, she is suddenly struck by a blinding headache.
Mm-hmm.
The details become fuzzy somewhat. Everyone else, you think this is probably cool. You probably think they're like spice merchants or something.
I mean, like, Elias is basically like, the Blackhearts. Well, listen, I obviously don't know. I don't have anything in my books about them, and the only way I'm going to find out is by going up there and getting a look for myself. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, it should be fine. You probably think they're harmless.
I'm gonna kind of like approach the gnome that wandered in and said, "It's the Blackhearts," and say to him, so these Blackhearts, if they conduct business in any way that their name suggests, could you tell me about them, and then something terrible will happen?
The gnome begins to speak to you, but he is interrupted by the sound of 3 explosions from the direction of the ship. And you can see from the top of the stairs where that gnome is 3 objects moving in the direction of the ship you are currently on.
Okay. So, those noises,
Yeah?
they're not supposed to happen, are they?
The gnome throws himself down the stairs to get away from the incoming objects.
Okay. Violet is like afraid to talk, so she asks Vinny through magic mind speak. Ask a gnome if they have weapons, like cannons.
They just shot 3 cannons at you.
No. We. Do we have cannons? Do we have cannons? Because she would Violet knows about how ships work. This is flying and everything, but she would know about how to fire a cannon. I would think.
Yeah, Lavinia was on deck and she did see that there were cannons up there. They are not like round projectile cannons. They're more like spear guns almost.
Harpoons?
Harpoons, yes. Speaking of which, 3 harpoons just slammed into the Glitter Gold 9 and embedded themselves in the deck, and your ship is now being reeled in.
Mm.
What's attached to the harpoons? Can I see from my vantage point?
Yeah, sure. There looks like there are 3 ropes. There's 3 metal harpoons that are dug into the deck, like they've gone most of the way through and are anchored in.
Mm-hmm.
One seems to have punched through like deep into the ship.
Okay.
And they are trailing back to the Blackheart's ship.
So they're ropes, not chains.
Yes, correct.
In that case, Violet's going up there. I'm gonna chew through the ropes.
All right.
I'm gonna grab onto Elias's sleeve and follow, because I feel like this is my responsibility now.
All right. Strength. Do I do a strength check, or I don't know what my teeth count as?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to bite through the rope. Like, cause what else can she do? She doesn't have a sword. I could use my horn, but it's not so much sharp as it is like curly. My last strength check was great. This probably will not be. 16, which is good.
Yeah, you start like ripping at the rope with your teeth, and you're making progress. You get the feeling that you will get through it on your own reasonably quickly. Like you're going to do that.
Okay.
That's happening.
Cool.
It's going to occupy you for a moment, but that's...
All right. I'm going to mutter to myself that at least we'll all get a few seconds of beautiful free fall with a beautiful sunlight over the ocean before we all die terribly. and draw my sword and approach the nearest rope.
And Lilius will draw his scimitar and approach the third rope.
All right.
Chomping it.
So you're gonna be so mad at me, but if I want to give bardic inspiration to somebody, how do I do that again?
You expend one bardic inspiration. You just say you do. You're playing a song, and someone will get a d6 that they can spend on a roll.
Okay, I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Skitch.
All right. Describe that to me, because he just ran up on up onto the deck with his sword, and you're just
Yeah.
following behind, jamming.
Nice.
You're just like, Jason Derulo!
I'm just
And then-
singing like a little song about how cool he is and how he's gonna break through the rope,
Yeah.
and that's about it. And I'm really excited the horse is here. That's in the song too.
There's like MLG air horns blasting in the background.
Yeah, we both like
Yeah.
automatically just magically get sunglasses. Like we look really cool.
All right, so I'm going to need attack rolls from Johnny and Skitch.
All right. In this case, I can only apply that d6 to the attack roll. So,
That's not great.
Nope.
wow.
What?
Whoa, it was double crit there. I rolled a natural 20 plus a natural 6 on the d6
Wow.
on that scimitar roll.
It exploded.
Drop swings with very little enthusiasm, and the sword kind of glances off the rope, not doing much. But Alias, surrounded by holy magic from Lavinia's just fantastic shredding, she's doing some like Ingwe Malmsteen shit on that lute. Alias just blasts it like it's like some Dragon Ball shit. It's good.
Trying to think of like one of the various which Soul Calibur character am I thinking of? The one with the Chinese sword sort of antics. But yeah, just like the scimitar just goes like through, and it looks like he did nothing. Then the rope drops and separates.
Yeah, it's very anime.
Yes.
These are ropes meant to hold like whales, you assume, because like they would shoot them down into the water, and that they're very strong and resilient, but you just make it look like fucking string cheese.
All right, so we got one down, and I'm apparently going to be able to chew through the second one, but we still have one more. So maybe Vinny?
In that round, because that's all happening at once. People are scrambling, people are running.
Yeah.
You guys are being reeled in by the other ship, so you're getting closer. And as you get closer, the rest of you who have more familiarity with the Glitter Gold 9 can see the ship that's coming towards you. You can see also that the sails, which are made of the same material as yours, have been painted black, and the symbol on them is a clawed hand holding a heart with an eye in the middle. You can see that the gold gilding on the hull is very tarnished and dull, as if it's been in service for a long time. And you can see on the ship where it says, on your ship, it says the Glitter Gold 9. It has been scratched out. It looks like it read Glitter Gold 6, and it now reads simply Zavala. Zavala. And it's getting closer.
Okay. I can't do it. I'm just going to continue to chew until it snaps.
Yep, you are currently engaged in that.
Okay, cool.
I whisper under my breath that that symbol had better be a colloquial greeting of hospitality.
Yeah, and also the one rope you cut is actually being retracted back, and it seems like you can start to see figures on the deck that seem to be reloading that.
Oh no.
Is it possible to see the people on the other ship at this range, or are they too far away for us to see them?
Perception check, my dog.
Ooh, of course. I actually have proficiency in this. Nope.
Historically, this is a very bad idea, but I am gonna need some fire near me.
I tried to do perception as well, but no.
Yeah, both Skitch and Leon tried perception. They got 2 and 4 respectively. So you guys accidentally poke yourselves in the eyes.
At least I didn't botch. At least I did not actually botch.
Oh, how? The -3.
Even with the -3.
She rolled a 16. So when you look up at the ship, Lavinia, you see it appears to be 3 figures for the 3 cannons, and they appear to be small, squat, round, and weirdly twiggy arms and legs. It's almost like a circle with very stick-like arms and legs. Very strange.
They're Pac-Man.
Exactly. You also notice a lot of gnomes running. Like most of the civilians have run below deck to hide. There appears to be like 1 or 2 that are supposed to be in charge in some way. They have the gold armor and they have swords, but they do not look confident. They're basically cowering.
Okay, cool.
So that's a no on the fire.
I don't have any ability.
Nobody has responded to you. The only one currently with magic is Lavinia, and she does not have that kind of magic.
It doesn't need to be magic.
That's true.
Just the regular kind will do.
Yeah, but I don't have a torch or
Anybody?
like flint or like a magnesium strip on me. I literally have a hat, and the rest of me is naked.
Austin, can I recall seeing anything like a torch or candles down below?
I just want to point out quickly that as far as anyone is concerned, Violet is just a horse helping, which is weird.
Yeah. Everyone can just deal with it.
No, it's not traditional to keep open flame on the ship, and you have not seen any.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, while there is some strange changes that have been made to the ship, it is still a wooden sailing ship at heart.
Yes. It's
So,
just, I thought maybe somebody might have like a tinderbox or a lantern or something in case it got dark.
You probably, because you all have your packs, right? So if you want to take some time to unpack your shit, you can probably find flint and stuff to make a torch from your...
Although I apparently do not. So this is kind of on you guys.
Violet is not helpful right now.
No. Violet is helpful. She is eating the problem away.
The reason why Alias doesn't find this particularly weird yet is because he's assuming that the reason why the horse is chewing at the rope is because Lavinia told it to, with him not knowing.
Makes sense.
He knows that she can talk to animals, so...
Okay.
And Alias will spend this time attacking the third rope of the with his scimitar.
Yeah, run up on that fool.
Okay. Well, that's it's a 17. It's just the math is screwed up on the addition there. So.
Oh.
Yeah, you typoed, but you rolled a 17.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you cut. Was that the one? Yeah, you run up and just cut the one that Drop was dealing with like butter.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically showing everyone up bad.
That's again. I have not used the sword in combat yet, but he's been really trained how to look like he knows how to use a sword. Very fancy sword work.
All right, so we got 2 down, and my other rope is being chewed.
Yeah, as the second rope goes slack and slides off, and you can see it being retracted and reloaded, you can see one of the figures, Lavinia, because you were looking, the roundish twig-like figures, grab onto the rope that Violet is chewing and try to slide down it like a...
Zip line?
Zip lines.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a zip line right as Violet snaps it with her teeth, and it goes slack, and that figure goes tumbling off into the sky.
Did Violet's head was down while this was happening? Did she notice that this person fell, or did she not notice that this person fell?
Do you want to notice?
No.
All right, you do not notice that you have just murdered that figure. First death of the campaign. Let's give everyone a round of applause.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Violet is awesome, but completely unaware. Violet gets out of it and thinks, I helped, and then just kind of like wanders back to the crew. Not the crew, like the ship crew, like our party.
Yeah.
Alias looks to Lavinia and says, commendable work getting the horse here to assist us.
She's the bravest horse I've ever known.
Yeah. Oh, it seems like your guys' actions have emboldened several of the guards. You see somebody come up from the cabin holding a spear and also wearing that golden armor. It seems like you're spreading bravado around.
Hell yeah.
By tackling this head on. But you do notice that just the drift of these ships is bringing them closer together still, and those cannons are being reloaded. So.
I'm trying to think of a way for Alias to try to come up with a plan to counteract the harpoon cannons from the other ship. But the only deduction skill I think I have is investigation. I'm not sure if investigation would be appropriate to do this, even though it is listed as a deduction skill of sorts.
I mean, you could certainly try, but I have honestly no earthly idea what I will make up.
He wants to Sherlock Holmes a solution to this problem he's in, and it's a 12. So,
you look around and you notice that up on the back of the ship, where the captain is, who's driving it, the gnome up there seems to be paralyzed with fear and is not doing anything.
As soon as Elias spots that, he's going to make a beeline up to the person driving guiding the ship, as it were.
Violet follows, but really just out of curiosity. She's done her part here.
Vinny's gonna follow as well because she's scared.
Okay.
Elias sort of he approaches the gnome and he says, "You there? What's your name?"
I'm Captain Park.
Captain, it is important for you to keep this ship moving as fast as you can so we can escape this chase here.
Nobody outruns the Black Arts.
Nobody has yet to outrun the Black Heart. Perhaps now is time for you to be the first.
Oh, but we have to turn around, and there's no time. They're coming right for us.
Hey there, little gnome friend. Hi. Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Vinny gives him a leaf.
Austin, I just want to say at this point in time that I have fished a torch out of my pack.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
Hey there, guys.
This doesn't seem appropriate time for this display of.
You can make the ship go fast. I believe in you.
I believe she's making an analogy, implying that as leaves grow, so will your capacity to achieve greater things than you would ever expect.
I don't know what's happening. For the record, so we didn't really talk about Violet's sailor background. We kind of left it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it as like the forest that you're a guardian of. It's kind of like the Amazon. Like there's a river flowing through it, and like ships come and go, and you like oversee them. Like you don't have hands, so you can't like do ship stuff. You can't like tie lines or like raise sails. But like you have a lot of knowledge of ships. That's what I'm giving you as a background.
Right.
And you feel, looking at the situation, that there is a very slim window that you could outmaneuver this ship, but it would take somebody very skilled.
Well, that would be me. Is this gnome not doing shit?
He seems to still be hesitating and confused. Did you want to roll a persuasion on that, Lavinia? She rolled an 11 for her persuasion. The gnome does not seem to be taking to your. He just seems very confused that you handed him a leaf.
Violet sighs, whips off her pink hat, and says, "I got this," and takes command of the ship.
She says that in common?
Yes, in common, and takes command of the ship.
I was gonna make you like fight the gnome for control because he is the captain, but upon seeing your horn, he faints dead away.
Good, nailed it.
That's what Lavinia says.
Violet takes command of the ship. I don't know. I can't like picture what's in front of me, like levers and wheels and shit. But she understands what to do. Is what I'm trying to say.
You have vehicle proficiency, so
Yep.
if you would like to roll d20 plus 2, which is your proficiency bonus,
Okay.
to pull some Too Fast, Too Sky Furious shit on this.
21.
To fly Jeff Goldblum, you do this. Yeah, Skitch seems like he wants to say something before you pull off this dank Vin Diesel bullshit.
Alias is going to be slightly, marginally shocked at what happened here. And then try to assist by just either following the unicorn's lead or being receptive to instructions from it if she says anything towards him.
All right, so you guys are getting ship ready. Yeah, the unicorn reveals herself, steps up, grabs hold of the wheel, and spins it like a badass.
I presume that I can see this from where I'm standing.
Yeah, you guys are all there.
Okay, I'm gonna point at Violet, the unicorn, and yell, "My God! Somebody stabbed that horse in the head with a rock."
I feel that nobody does, but whatever.
Wait, nobody does what?
Nobody's going to stab you in the head with a rock.
No, I said, "My God! Somebody stabbed that horse in the head with
I'm
a
sorry.
weird rock."
I heard you wrong. My bad.
Yeah. All right, so you spin the wheel like Jason Statham up in this bitch.
Sure.
Transporter 6.
Uh-huh.
And you take the ship at an angle. It looks like you might be able to escape from the Blackhearts based on their pursuing angle, but they are still there, and there are still a lot of gnomes freaking out. You actually see 2 of the guys in armor and spears run up the stairs, shocked at what has just happened.
All right, do they see me?
Oh yeah, they're coming for you.
They're coming for me. I'm the one saving them.
You don't know their intent, but you did just hijack their ship for as far as they know.
All right, then Violet says, "Don't be alarmed. I am a unicorn, and I will save all of us." I feel like everyone should be very surprised, and also
In response, I'm gonna yell back to "I'm a unicorn," and I'm going to save all of this. I'm gonna yell, "I half believe you."
All right. So you want to roll persuasion there, Violet?
I guess. I feel like unicorn. It's like, of course we should trust the unicorn. Why would anyone not trust the unicorn? 8.
In fairness, you seem like a pretty shifty unicorn to me.
I bit through a rope and saved us from the Black Hearts.
Yeah, but you were wearing a hat.
It was beautiful.
I've never, ever, ever had a good experience with a horse in a hat before.
Okay.
The two gnomes get up to you and they aim their spears at you, and they say, "What are you doing there, weird horse?"
I'm saving us. Look, I bit through a rope and then we cut the other ropes and now we're drifting away. We're Tokyo drifting away, in fact. So so if you could just slow your roll here. I got this. By the way, this is like the way I would say it. I'm not doing a voice, is what I'm trying to say.
Every persuasion check you make that doesn't use the voice, you get disadvantage on.
Fine. I am a unicorn, and you can trust me because by very nature we are good creatures.
For that voice, I'm going to say they seem to lower their spears a little bit.
Good.
Like they're still clearly puzzled, but they also just heard your melodious elocution, and they dug it.
Okay.
The ship is turning to chase, by the way.
Okay.
Alias is going to once again reach into his repertoire of stock quotes from the book of adventures he's read and just sort of leans in and says, Now, men, now's not the time for conflict or bickering. Now is the time for action. We can get out of this situation just yet. And then he sort of like turns his attention back to helping the unicorn and not really asking any questions yet as to why this unicorn even understands how a ship works.
Okay. If Elias is helping me, my unicorn turns to him and says, "Hi, my name is Violet,
Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Pharaoh, Pidgeys.
and that's canon now. So I would just need your assistance.
I don't believe that's a cannon. I think that's a wheel.
You hush while I'm talking, and just help us get out of this." And that's all I say.
I mean, in canon, what you said was, "Hi, my name is Violet," and then part of the poker rap. So.
Okay, Vinny's gonna use another bardic inspiration, and this time give it to Violet.
Yay.
I'm gonna start playing a really awesome song about the dankest unicorn ever.
All right.
All right. I mean, he already hit a 21 on this vehicle proficiency, so rolling again might actually fuck it up.
I'm not rolling anything else until I absolutely have to. Right now, I'm spinning wheels and pressing buttons. That is all I am doing until we are safe, or until something else happens with the Black Hearts.
Can I use investigation to try to deduce how parts of this control panel here operates, if anything?
Sure.
17.
Oh.
17. You get a look at the ship stuff, and you see some buttons, and you think, oh, maybe that's helpful. And based on your 17 investigation, which is very good and very lucky for you, before you push the button, you realize that might turn the engines off.
Yes. Right, at least takes a moment to make a note in his journal. That button would turn the ship off. Got it. And puts the journal away.
I'm so upset that you didn't botch that. So yeah, right now, guys, the Zavala, which is the name of the other ship, is behind you. It is not gaining any distance. You guys are getting away based on that crunk ass roll that Violet made, but it's keeping up with you.
Okay.
And also, you don't know where you're going.
Okay. Well, I'm just going. Wait a minute. Well, Violet does not know where she's going because she had a bag over her head, and she doesn't know actually where this ship is going. But she turns to Lavinia and says, "Where are we going anyway?"
I don't know if any of you are keeping like a notepad for like mission notes or anything, but like number 1 with a bullet is escape the Lorelei region so you don't all drown. So that is where you're going.
Okay.
Just away, far away.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that would Violet know if she's supposed to go east, if she goes north, or what?
That would be a nature check.
Okay.
I would assume.
Okay.
Just to use the sun and stars or whatever to try to figure out.
Okay.
Lauren?
To escape the water, we must go deeper into the water itself.
No, dig up.
12. Yeah, I mean, the clouds are obscuring most of the landmarks, and you don't actually know what time it is, and you were also below deck for a while, so like you're not super confident, but you think you might know the basic direction that you need to head, but the Zavala would catch up to you because you turned hard
Okay.
away from the direction you were going. So like you think you know, but it's also dangerous.
Okay.
You would need another vehicle proficiency to try to make that, that turn they do in the Too Fast, Too Furious shit.
Look, I've never seen those movies. I'm just saying quotes.
Are you gonna drift this airship or not, Leon?
I feel like I already did, but all right, wait a minute. I got magic proficient, like she sang a song or something. So that means like what exactly for my next roll?
You can roll another d6 and add it to it.
Okay, so I'm rolling my d20 plus 2. That's just
You do it plus d6 actually, and that'll actually add it all together.
13.
That's not great.
It's above average.
Yeah, so using your pretty slick skills, you turn in basically to try to get back on track, and the two ships, they don't collide, but they scrape against each other as you try to bully past it.
Can I see them? Can I see them since we're scraping?
Yeah, exactly. You turn in, they turn, and there's this really dramatic moment where you're pushing your ship past their ship, and your decks become parallel, and you can see onto the ship, and you see two figures who are standing at the cannons. They are round, and they have an eye in the center of their roundness. They appear to be completely made out of metal, and their spindly arms and legs also appear to be made out of metal, and they don't seem to have heads. Like there's just a central circular bit.
Can they hear me if Violet screams?
Yeah. Those are the two that are at the cannon
Okay.
that you see, but they're not the only people on the ship.
Okay.
Those are just the two that are the closest to you.
All right, Violet screams, "Back off or I'll ram your ship again. I meant to do it. I am a unicorn." I say all of those things.
The metal circles do not answer you,
Okay.
but you do see three more figures emerging from below deck. These are different, very different.
What do they look like?
They're not close enough. You guys are going to have to make perception checks if you want to see.
I got 7.
Oh, look, the perceptive one actually perceived.
So Johnny, is that a perception roll for you?
That was a perception roll, yeah.
Okay, everybody roll perception. We got 13, 7, 4, and 19. So the three of you are only focused on the little metal orb guys who are at the cannons. But Drop, you do see three figures emerging from below deck. There's a lot going on with them. So it's going to take me a couple seconds to explain this.
This is all happening in slow motion.
Yeah, you guys are like sliding by each other. It's like super dope. But the guys with the eyes, the round guys, they're just staring at you. They don't seem to have like any personality or sentience. The three figures that are emerging from below the deck are doing so quickly, and they're actually running as if to jump onto your ship.
Okay.
You're the only one who notices this.
Right. Do you want to describe them to me, or are they just running?
Okay, so I will describe them to you momentarily, but you just see three figures running out, and they're running towards the ship. So if there's any time you wanted to do anything about that, that is now.
Okay. I'm gonna scream out very quickly. I think they're just about to board us. Maybe you wanna do something?
Violet is preoccupied, so this is kind of on everyone else at this point.
Alias will hear that and switch from his scimitar to a rapier as he's rapidly running over to rendezvous with the perpetually depressed monk on deck.
Yeah, I want to position myself in such a way that I'm prepared to confront the boarders from the direction of the ship. I'm also stowing that torch that I had out away, but I still have my sword out, so...
If I want to do a spell, can I just do a spell?
If the casting time is one action,
How would you know?
just tell me what the spell is.
Doesn't it whispers?
Yeah, I think that's immediate.
Okay, I want to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Two?
gonna... To the... Does it have to be just one person? Can it be just the dudes running?
Only one creature can hear.
Okay.
Violet, you are at the helm of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
We got Drop and Alias coming to meet the boarders, and Vinny is going to stay back but help with magic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cast yet, but yeah, I'm gonna stay back and help with magic.
All right, so here's what happens. Folks, the two ships scrape past each other. You guys look into the cold, dead eyes of the metal orb men as they stare lifelessly, and as their ship slides away, and you do lose that ship based on your sweet maneuver. Three figures jump aboard your ship. They look like bad news bears. The first one, the leader, clearly they're standing like in a V formation, like some Super Sentai shit, is a goblin.
Oh, jeez. Why is he so much bigger than the rest of us?
He's not. I'm just resizing it.
This is not cool. Now he's so much smaller, really, because Sephiroth's head is...
He takes up the same amount of space on the board. Shh! Don't acknowledge the visual elements.
No.
All right, this goblin is standing in the front of this formation. You know what goblins are? They're smallish, greenish creatures.
Mm-hmm.
You also will notice that it's a little bit cold up here, or maybe even a lot of bit cold. The Lorelei region is somewhat like tropical, temperate.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is wearing a big-ass pimp coat. Like, red fur does not seem to be made for a goblin. It seems like he got it somewhere else. Who knows? Like, you can't even see his arms because he's, like, swallowed by this coat. That's the one that's in front. You notice something else? He has what appears to be a sword handle sticking up out of the neck shoulder region. There's something off about it, but no one can tell at first glance without some rolls. Second figure is a bipedal hyena. This is called a gnoll, Gnoll. This creature, if you guys know anything about hyenas, much like gnolls, the female is the bigger, and this one looks female. It is very large and looks pretty dangerous. The strange thing about it is that gnolls are usually covered in like jewelry and bones and gore and scars. This one seems to be like taken care of. She doesn't seem to be like mussed or like body modded in any way, which is strange for a gnoll. You also notice because it is cold, she appears to be wearing almost like a lab coat. It's a big heavy coat that's open in the front, but instead of like some kind of underwear, like armor or something, you see what looks to be like bandages wrapped all around the abdomen region. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the way samurais do. They have like those bandages around the chest. That's what's going on with this figure. And then the last figure is entirely done up in lightish armor, no skin showing. And the armor has a dragon motif. The hands and the feet are clawed. The plate on it looks like scales. There's a cape which is like split down the middle to suggest wings, and the helmet is basically like a dragon's head. And there's no skin showing on this figure. I'm just going to call them the Dragon Pirate. Those are the three figures who have boarded your ship: Goblin, Gnoll, and Dragon Pirate, and they look no bueno.
I'm busy making sure we don't fall out of the sky, so, like...
Yeah, you were not in this,
Yeah,
as far as anyone's
yeah.
concerned.
Presumably they're all armed and they have, like, I mean, do they look ready for combat?
The goblin has, you see a sword handle coming up from behind his back. There's something off about it that you can't tell. The gnoll looks unarmed, although giant fuck-off teeth and scary razor claws. And the dragon knight has claws on the hands and feet, but does not appear to have a obvious weapon. So it's weird. There's something off about these guys.
Violet says to the two gnomes in armor, "Hey, go help."
One gnome turns to you and says, I heard they let you live if you surrender.
Oh my god, is that all you can say? I'm doing persuasion. To get them to do that. I'm so used to my having like super high charisma to do these kinds of things. But now
This is your bad stat now.
Yeah, I know. This is the worst one I could do, but it's all I got. 2. I persuade nothing.
The two gnomes throw down their spears and raise their hands.
Alias has his rapier drawn and has just trained on the goblin in front of him and simply asks, "What is it that you three want from this ship?"
The goblin conspicuously does not answer you. The gnoll kind of steps forward and speaks and says, please surrender. We don't want to hurt any of you.
I'm going to roll insight on the hyena just to gauge whether it sounds... I'm trying to see if there's an ulterior motive with the hyenas, with what it's saying. Ooh, I can't tell probably either way.
You think she's trying to sell you bubble tape. He rolled a 5.
Leas just sort of cants his head a little bit, like, you don't want to hurt anybody, but those harpoons could have easily hit someone by accident and caused significant harm to them.
Austin, I'm going to take an insight check too on that.
Yeah. 14. You think that the gnoll is as scared of this Breaking Bad as you are.
Okay, Vinny's gonna scream down from where she is over by Violet. What happens to everybody if we surrender?
The gnoll says, we'll take you someplace and we'll leave you. We just need your ship.
Oh, they just want our ship.
That's someplace, hypothetically. Would it be someplace that might be underwater soon?
Everything's going to be underwater soon if we don't get your ship.
So, yes?
No one can leave.
Violet, I want to do a thing. Violet looks to the two gnomes who clearly do not want to fight and says, "Are you able to keep this ship flying for the time being while I go down there? I don't know if you're proficient in that."
The gnome says, I can hold a wheel. I don't know what to do besides that, but...
Okay. How do I put this? How far away, like in feet, is Violet from the knoll?
Far. She's down on the deck of the ship with Drop and Alias. You're up at the top where the wheel is.
Okay, because I have a badass action that unicorns can do that Austin says I am apparently allowed to do. But I need 20 feet to do it. I just don't know if we're about to fight.
Alias does not approach or really. He holds his sword in a way that indicates a defensive stance. In fact, it looks like a formal sort of like he is formally trained in fencing. He regards the knoll and says, "By that, are you saying that no one can leave this ship? Or are you talking about how no one can leave this region?"
No one can leave Lorelei.
Have you tried?
At this point, the goblin seems to be getting very agitated that this conversation is still happening.
Okay, that's it. I'm done. Sorry.
Yep, here comes that classic Leon bravado.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Jeez.
Violet has had approximately enough of this bullshit, and I want to do charge. Now, here's what apparently I can do. I get extra damage, but before I can do that, I have to actually hit. So what is my D20 plus for just like
It's your attack, dog. It's written on your sheet. All you're doing is getting a running start before you slam your horn into someone.
Oh, okay, to +4. Got it. And
Who are you attacking?
the knoll. I don't like him.
Her.
Her.
Sorry, I don't like her either. 19.
Oh my gosh. So is she?
I'm charging. It's done. This has happened. The die has been cast.
But I'm also standing in the way. I thought that's my thing.
No, I can maneuver around you.
It's fine.
I'm a unicorn.
Violet lets go of the wheel. One of the gnomes grab it. You charge down the stairs. Everyone turns to look at you because what you're doing is crazy pants.
Yeah, it is.
And you just run up and charge, and you plant your horn directly in the chest of this gnoll.
Cool.
Right through her bandages.
Okay.
Roll the damage on that.
Okay. Now, according to this, I get 2d6 plus 2 for my regular damage, but because I had that running start, I also get more. So let me just do some calculations and shit here.
What he means to say is, let him just get Austin to do some calculations.
No, I can do it. 2d6 plus, hold on, 2d6.
Wow. So neutral good means charging and attacking an unarmed creature who did not initiate a fight.
Yes, they did initiate a fight. They tried to. They're coming to get us. They smash. They are sky pirates. This guy is Darn Carnage, and he has to die.
Wow, that's...
Boom. Not very good, but 14.
14 damage, and what's the save on the charge? Because you knocked me prone.
Oh, yeah. In order for him to save from being prone, he has to succeed on a 15 strength saving throw, or be knocked prone. Although, since he's on the side of the ship, I assume he'd just be knocked off. But that's up to you, Austin.
Well, there is a railing, and she wasn't directly up against it.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm going to save 24.
Yeah, you took it in the chest, but you're standing.
+6.
You're standing.
+6.
She has a +6 bonus to her strength.
Mm-hmm.
You ram your horn into her chest, and she like no sells it, basically like slides back like an anime with your horn into her chest, and there's like blood pouring out.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bad scene.
Cool.
Luckily for her, she already had band-aids in that area.
Austin, why do I get the impression that the end of this season, it's not going to be called Lorelei, it's going to be called like an anime?
Yeah. Listen, guys, there's many influences in this pot.
Violet says, "Get away from my friends."
Aw.
What?
Just for the record, I'm not entirely certain I'm friends with this horse.
And Alias is confused by it calling him friend.
You're part of our crew now.
Well, Vinny's down with it.
The gnoll looks down at the horn in her chest, grabs it, pulls it out, takes a couple steps back, and then drops to a knee and starts crying.
Good.
The goblin steps towards you,
Okay.
and as he does, you see that what's up with the sword handle. It is not attached to a sword on his back. It is plunged into his neck in a downward manner, as if the entire blade is inside of this goblin. It looks pretty cool.
If you say so.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, this goblin walks up to you, and it's small. Like a unicorn is a large, muscular horse, and a goblin is a tiny creature, like 4 feet maybe.
Yeah.
Not a lot of muscle, kind of spindly.
Yep.
As he approaches you, he rolls up one of his sleeves, his sleeve on his right arm, which was covered in the pimp red jacket, the fur. You think probably like a red panda or maybe a fox jacket.
Sure.
Rolls up that sleeve, and you see the goblin's hand, which is tipped with large claws, sharper than a goblin's usually are, but that's not the most noticeable feature. The most noticeable feature is that the arm from about the elbow down is blood red, as if it had been dipped in paint. That goblin is going to use that arm to seize you by the throat. Strength contest, Leon.
Let's do it.
I'm going to get advantage on this for reasons which will maybe be clear eventually.
You don't have to tell me. Oh, shit!
24.
Yeah, I can't. I literally can't do any.
could crit.
No, I can't. It's over.
The goblin lifts you up off the deck by your neck and dangles you over the side of the Glitter Gold 9.
Could use some help here, friends.
You are dangling over. The knoll is weeping, and the wind is rushing by you.
Alias is going to turn to Lavinia and yells at her, "Vinny,
Yeah?
can you help her?" He says as he points over to the knoll.
If I use my shit, he'll drop her.
If you help her, he might not drop her.
Oh, I still have... Okay.
You guys are having this conversation out loud,
Yes.
so they hear you.
Yeah.
And the Dragon Knight hisses in a strange feminine voice and says, "Bring out everybody from below deck, and no one else will be harmed."
Let's just do it, guys.
I'm putting my weapon away and kind of, posturing in a non-aggressive stance, we'll say at this point in time, and saying,
Are we giving up?
"Listen, I don't know the weird rock horse very well."
You are dangling over the edge of this boat 10,000 feet in the air. I want to remind you, Violet.
Okay, well, Violet can't really speak right now because she's being choked, so she's just kind of like, So you guys can decide whether or not we're giving up.
But this seems like it might not be the time to make rash decisions.
I vote we surrender.
Maybe we could talk.
The Dragon Pirate did give you directions.
Okay, Vinny's just gonna start going downstairs on her own to try and convince everyone to come back up.
All right. Anybody going to stop her? Is that what's happening?
Lavinia, Alias is going to regard the dragon pirate. Says, "Can I at least check to make sure that her wounds aren't severe?" I'm saying that to the dragon pirate, the third figure of the three, as he sheaths away his sword.
The Dragon Pirate nods.
Alias just takes this moment to approach the knoll to check on her wound.
She seems hesitant.
Just raises a hand. It's sort of in a non-confrontational gesture. "We don't need anyone else to be hurt right now. Please, trust me."
All right, what are you doing? Medicine check or?
Either medicine or investigation, whichever you think is more appropriate.
It's a wound, so medicine.
Okay. Don't have any particular benefits here, but I'm just examining. I'm not doing anything to fix it. So.
You're just eyeballing it.
Yeah, you kneel down and look at the wound because the knoll is kneeling on the deck, and you see she has a bloody gore wound where a horn was rammed into her chest. You're with your bad medicine check, you're not really sure what's going on in there, but you think maybe you see something that doesn't belong. You're not sure. It looks weird. Like there's some weird veins and stuff going on in there. You don't know. That's a bad check. You rolled a 4.
I'm aware of that. Yes.
There's a weird situation going inside that animal.
Yeah.
And she kind of like nervously like puts her hands over it and just says it's okay. It's okay.
And then Elias just looks up to the knoll and then follows up by asking, "Was your ship damaged while you were trying to leave Lorelei?"
The goblin who is holding Violet over the expanse of death shakes her as if to make a point.
I think they want you to back down.
Okay, can Vinny come back now?
Yeah, Lavinia, you come up from below deck, leading the gnomes and various passengers.
I don't think you have to shake the horse.
Listen,
You've made your point pretty clear.
are you saying that to the goblin?
No, we'll avoid saying that to the goblin.
I wanna go over to the knoll.
All right, you lead everybody up on deck, and you go over to where the gnoll and Elias are having an awkward conversation. Meanwhile, the dragon pirate is basically telling everybody to get down on their hands and knees on the deck and just like submit.
I want to do a thing.
Uh-oh.
I want to use a spell.
Cool. Things.
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds.
You just walk up and cure wounds it.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. You're gonna
Well,
kill
no,
him.
No. It's just a weak heal is all.
Yeah.
Okay.
You walk over and put your hands on the knoll, and the wound, just a tiny bit, like barely perceptible, begins to close because you rolled a 3. Like you saw it, but it doesn't look great. And you also see that there's something wrong with the wound. There's like something moving inside.
Ugh.
The gnoll looks up at you and says, "What's your name, child?"
You can call me Vinny, I guess.
Vinny. You look so familiar.
No, I don't.
Oh.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen such a large pup before.
I'm glad some of you tree folk have such good senses of humor. I have not been lucky to run into many. She kind of struggles to her feet with her hand over the hole, which is not doing great, but which you guys both tried to help with.
Mm.
She says, "They call me Dr. Sherry."
I'm gonna turn to the goblin and say, we did all the stuff. Can you put my friend down now?
The goblin turns to you, somewhat rudely drags Violet back to solid ground, drops her on the ground, and like puts a foot on her pointedly. She's on her side.
I would like to get up now.
You're gonna try to struggle underneath this? He's pinning you to the deck somewhat playfully, like he doesn't actually expect much.
I would like to get up.
All right, strength contest. I'm going to remind you I do get advantage on this.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, it's just what she would do. There's no way she would just be cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
10. She's like, I'm good here. I'm good.
Double 27. I'm actually going to roll an attack against you. So you try to squirm from under his grasp. He turns, and 24. He just punches you square in the head, and unless you want me to roll this damage, I'm going to say Violet is now unconscious.
That's fine.
Otherwise, we're going to be dealing with a potential death scenario, because you were just punched with his terrifying-looking blood red.
That's fine.
The goblin's hand.
Look, Violet isn't going to make great decisions. She's just going to make funny decisions.
Mm-hmm.
She's...
Alias sort of glances over to the dragon pirate, dragon emblem pirate. I'm not even sure what type of creature it is.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm a little confused as well. Could you describe what the dragon pirate is?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can't tell what species it is. There's no skin showing. It's
Right.
wearing full suit of like lightish armor.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a dragon motif, basically. Like the helmet looks like a dragon's head. Like the armor is in scales, kind of like overlapping scales, but there's nothing showing. It has a cape.
Alias will try to ask other pointed questions. What makes you think that this ship has a better chance of leaving Lorelei than yours?
You say that to the dragon pirate?
Yes.
The dragon pirate doesn't answer you. It definitely heard you, but it doesn't answer you. Dr. Sherry, Sherry, in case anybody's curious, says, you probably want to stop asking questions. You're making, she like gestures at the goblin. She says, you're making him very uncomfortable.
Ma'am, Dr. Ma'am, can...
Yes, flower child?
Oh my god, they just said don't ask questions.
I think that the Knoll seems to like you.
No, I'm totally down with like making a lot of like really bad decisions right now. So let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna say, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
I promise it's the last one.
Sure.
Okay, I want to know why we can't. Why can't we just share the boats? Why can't we all just be on the boats and go together?
There is tons of room. I'm not saying this in character. I mean out of character. There's like a whole deck.
She says, "It's not about room. No one can leave."
That doesn't help.
She says, "Believe me, you don't want to know anymore." And at this point, you guys also see that the Zavala has caught up and is like pulling aside because no one is trying evasive maneuvers. So it's like pulling alongside, and you see the little, I mean, two out of character, they're robots is what they are.
Yeah.
On the deck of the other ship.
Violet is dreaming of rainbows. I would just like that. I would like that to be known.
As you dream of rainbows,
Yo.
a final figure makes its way up out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dazed and confused frogman with a large bruise across his face, and he looks very bewildered by whatever's going on. It seems like he maybe just woke up and found an empty ship, and he has an apple in one hand and a feather in the other.
Good. See, I kept him fed.
He comes up above deck and like looks around and like you know in old like 80s movies when dogs would do double takes. So yeah, that's what's happening. Does anybody else want to do anything? The robots are boarding your guys' ship. They're carrying what appears to be lengths of chain.
I'm sleeping, so I got nothing going on until I wake up.
Nighty night.
I'm just gonna sigh audibly.
Yeah, drop. I feel like this is a patented give up moment for you.
Yeah, pretty much. This is like, why did I even bother?
I'm gonna go back to where Alias and Drop are because I'm scared, and then I'm gonna whisper to Drop, "You're part of our crew now."
Chain gang.
I don't know you.
All the player characters are near each other, and you're all like kneeling on the deck. The goblin and the dragon pirate disappear below deck as the robots are like walking around chaining you guys all to each other. There's like several different groups of chains because it's not going to be all one long one. So you're like in groups, on chain gang groups. And the robots are doing that while Dr. Sherry is kind of sitting there like holding her wound. She does not seem pleased. She's actually like by you guys. And the frog is chained to Violet.
Oh.
Elias looks over to Dr. Sherry and just says, "I do apologize for the persistent nature of my questions earlier, Dr. Sherry, but as you might can tell, I'm not from around here, so I'm very unfamiliar with what might be happening at the moment."
You picked a real bad time, elf boy.
I just imagined you saying that while flipping your like giant, beautiful elf hair. Like, I'm not from around here.
I was really hoping to go to the various cities I read of and try the interesting foods I've read of in my books, but now it seems like that might be a foregone conclusion. It may be escaping my grasp.
Ain't many cities left. She seems sad.
Have you ever been outside of Lorelei?
No. I was born here, and I reckon I'm gonna die here. She's southern now, I've decided.
Do any of the gnomes say anything? I basically just want to hear you do the voice again.
This sure seems like a pickle!
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
This is the worst pickle we've ever been in ever. Like, Elise just sort of like gives a soft sad nod. It's like, I'm very far away from home myself. I suppose I should be appreciating that as a luxury, as opposed to being stuck where I was born.
Then he's gonna give Dr. Sherry a leaf.
She looks at it, puzzled, and says, "This leaf looks familiar."
Oh shit, why are you doing that?
It's a symbol of friendship.
Is it from your hair?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say your hair resembles the leaves of the spiral of Lorelei. And she looks at it and she says, "I swear I know you from somewhere."
I don't think you do. Or maybe you heard of me. I'm a really famous bard.
Famous? What'd you do?
I played good songs.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Oh, Oceanine, what have I gotten myself into?
Drop. You're sitting by the frogman. He is chained to Violet, but he's like sitting by you because the chains have like some flexibility. And
Right.
you see that they've taken his apple, the robots, but they have not taken his feather, and he is like doing something with it. He's like manipulating it in some weird way.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to him as quietly as I possibly can. Is that gonna help? Because I gotta tell you, I'm not really into prolonging suffering so much.
The frogman rivets at you. He does not seem to be speaking any language you can understand.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
You see the feather start to glow faintly.
I'm gonna, shuffle away from him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Does Alias catch sight of this at all? The feather glowing.
Perception check.
Okay. 13.
13. Yeah, sure. You kind of catch a glimpse of a glow out of the corner of your eye.
Can I glance that direction and determine if it's magic, and if so, what type using Arcana?
Sure can.
Just a 12. Much a weaker roll, but better bonus.
You are pretty sure that the frogman is using the feather as a spell-casting focus, and he is casting a spell.
Elias looks at the feather with a bit of a sort of curious anticipation. It's like, ooh, this might be magic. That's what he's saying in his head. He's not saying that out loud naturally, but he's sort of thinking, ooh, this is magic. I rarely get to see this like this.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Can I talk to animals with the frog?
You get the feeling that the frog, since it is a sapient, intelligent creature, so Violet is part horse, so you could commune with that part of it, but this is basically a man.
Okay.
I'm gonna be straight with you guys. It's called a bullywug.
Oh, yes.
Aw.
Bullywug. Bullywug. Is that correct? Close enough.
Bullywug, yeah.
It's a sapient frog man.
Okay.
Okay, so he speaks like a fancy frog language.
He does. He speaks, in fact, bullywug.
Good for him.
How many times can we get you to say bullywug?
You got 4 minutes left.
Violet says rainbows, but just in her sleep.
Poor Violet.
I'm okay shuffling slightly away from the bullywug.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be paying you mind. He seems very intent on this feather.
Mm-hmm.
Lavinia or Alias?
I think Vinny's just gonna chill and not say anything else that could give her away.
Yeah, Elias is going to be glancing at the bullywug and the feather, but otherwise, bullywug, and otherwise is not going to do anything to stop it.
As you guys just kind of chill, sitting and waiting, the goblin and the dragon pirate come up from below deck. They seem pleased at whatever they were doing down there. And Dr. Sherry turns to you, Lavinia, and says, Oh my God, I know where I know you from.
No, you don't!
I do declare.
I do declare. She says, You're that girl that I killed in the village.
Oh, shit. See, it was good that I stabbed her with my horn.
She leans in and puts a hand on your face and says, I'm so sorry.
I love you, Dr. Sherry.
Before you can respond, there's a brilliant flash of light from the feather the bullywug is holding that envelops all of you attached to this chain. The bullywug grabs the two gnomes chained to him as well, tosses them overboard, and jumps after.
Wait, what just happened to me?
You were like the centrifuge of this. So you were like dragged over, but your heaviness is like a counterweight. So right now there is a bullywug and two gnomes dangling over free space attached to a chain with Violet in the middle, and then the rest of the party on deck. You all are slightly glowing from the magic that exploded.
Little help.
You gain consciousness as you are slammed into the railing.
Okay, am I dangling over the edge?
You're like on the railing.
Okay, I try not to fall.
Are my chains glowing?
Your chains are glowing, and you have a slight glow around you bodily.
Okay, well, I'm like, maybe this bullywug knows what's going on. I'm going over the edge.
Drop jumps over the edge of the Glitter Gold 9.
Okay, I think I actually know. I think I might actually know what was casted as a spell. Can I roll a way to confirm what spell might have been cast?
I think I know for a fact, Skitch, that out of character, you are certain. So want to just dispense with it and jump over that railing, my dude?
Yeah, he basically takes Lavinia's hand and says, well, that's enough pleasantries. I think it's time for us to take our leave. And he sort of moves and pulls Lavinia with him and just jumps off the edge of the railing, like without any fear.
As I'm going over the railing, I'm going to wave and say, bye, Dr. Sherry, I forgive you.
That is super nice. What does Violet see over the edge? Like, what is she looking at?
Well, you were only on the edge for a second because you were jolted awake when you slam into the railing,
Okay.
and then every other party character jumps over, and you were all chained. You were chained to them.
They pulled me in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you get a moment to see blue sky in all directions, and then you were yanked off of the airship, and you are tumbling 10,000 feet down. You have never fallen to your death before. It seems a lot more pleasant than you expected.
Could this be Featherfall?
Executive producers for Dice Funk for the month of June 2016 are Joseph Timberlo, Ingmar Gremin, The Church of Gorfanax, Finch de Jong, Kirsten Haslinger, King Waza, James Bevan, Allison Ansell, Luke Powers, Michael Goodell, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Jason, Sarah Hanley, Neil, Melissa Booker, Keith Snyder, Esther, Cameron Abbas, Ariel Badger Release, Zenith Will Rule, Exley, Gary Sion, Dash on the Rage Monster, Carl, Harrison Andrew, Jade, Tarka, Jorrit, Viger Arnston, Anna Stuhlfarer, Dylan, Giorgio Renna, Christopher Charlo, Cody Jackson, and August Rue. Our theme song is Thunderstruck, an overclocked remix arrangement of Windmill Hut from The Legend of Zelda. You can support the show by subscribing to us on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, or YouTube. If you'd like to help more directly, you can find me at patreon.com/AustinYorsky, and you can find Leon at patreon.com/RenegadeCut.